Nigga kill over a bitch, but let a rat keep his wife.
Shit, this record.
I'm going to say he beat it.
No,
he took one of the most illest probationary man.
Yeah, I'm going to say he beat it because anytime you at the top of an indictment like that, when everybody's pointing their fingers at you, saying that you are the lead orchestrator of whatever calamity is happening underneath you, to get probation after spending a year and a half locked up for the shit that he was being charged with, that's like beating that motherfucker.
He would have beat it if he would have took the trial. He would have beat it. I guarantee you.
Yeah, so I'm saying he beat it, even though we know that he didn't. I'm saying he beat it because anytime you can come off of that with some no prison time.
Yeah, no, he's very fortunate.
That's beating that motherfucker. My thing. So listen. So you spoke of conspiracy and being a conspiracy theorist of sorts.
Right.
He all but beat it. He's released back into the world. His only listen. He's more upset about not being able to come back to Atlanta than he is about being on 45,000 years of probation.
Right.
I think he's more upset about the Atlanta restriction than anything else.
Right.
Because that's his playground. Miami's, LA, those are not his playgrounds.
Right.
So they couldn't get him that way. We did some research. Uncle Juice tapped it in. I made a phone call. We tapped it in too. So people are saying, well, how did these calls get released into the public? We've discovered that in the state of Georgia, a prisoner's jail phone calls are a matter of public record after the trial is complete.
Yeah.
And you can file a petition to get a person's jail call logs.
Anybody could get them.
Right.
Yeah.
Just have your cash app ready.
Yeah, so my thing is, so that really kind of like took the sting out of the government conspiring to out him or to embarrass him.
Well, I don't know. See, look I'm gonna be honest. When you look at Atlanta and Fannie Willis and everything, like
Fannie a gangster.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like the way they play like how niggas out here is playing.
Yeah.
So, right. So I think it was the government that leaked it.
Mm-hmm.
I think because, believe it or not, the government, the feds, everybody has a communications department that just deals with social media, right? And,
they do.
And they have a staff of a few people of nerds that deal with just social media. Like, when you down here in Atlanta, I mean, the fucking mayor was at every hip hop concert. Like, it really is some crazy shit down here. It's like, so Fannie and them in the prosecution, listen, one of the lawyers is having a baby by by one of the YSL members. I mean, this thing is a 6 degrees of separation down here as far as the streets and politics and
right.
So
it's one and the same.
Yeah, right, exactly. I'm almost certain that the government is leaking these.
Yeah, so let me say this about that, and I'm gonna let everybody else chime in. So when I discovered, we did a research last night. I made a phone call and I said, matter of public record, something I never knew in Georgia. It's a one-off, right? So then I said,
I told you that though.
Stop bragging about giving us information, Henny.
But you wanted to tell me it wasn't true. But go ahead, continue.
How are you going to how are you going to insult me with the sexy voice?
I didn't.
I told you.
It wasn't.
So listen, so what Benzino just chimed in, he said, and yes, he did say it before. So it's not a stretch to say, hey, listen, we couldn't get this son of a bitch like we wanted to get him, but we can destroy his public image. And to that point, who better? So listen, who would have ever thought to do something like that? And right, who understood the value of what his phone calls were, other than or better than the actual government, the police, the prosecutor, the DA? They understood that there was some damaging information in those phone logs. They understood that.
Well, they know the stipulations of his probation, and they really are trying to bait him to fuck that up. They want him to say some crazy shit or get involved with some crazy shit, and I hope he's smarter than that. To me, if I was advising him, I would stay the fuck off the internet for the next year.
Why didn't he? Why didn't he? Listen, he came home, and a major point of emphasis for him was to let the
He wanted to destroy Gunner.
that Gunner is a rat. Here, listen, sometimes we can be so preoccupied with trying to destroy somebody. J.O.
You destroy yourself.
It's funny that you say that because I told
you destroy
somebody,
yourself.
like, when you seek out for some bullshit to ruin somebody, it's gonna backfire. It always backfire. Didn't I just said that.
Yes, you did. So listen,
all our magic, nigga.
He was so preoccupied with trying to destroy Gunner. He was upset at Gunner's initial success when he came home and he went triple platinum and sold out every arena from the Barclays to fucking Vegas. He was so upset with that instead of focusing on himself, right, that he went head first in trying to call him out. And somebody made a point earlier where I says that, like, I think we're focused on the wrong thing when it comes to, and I think when we say we're focused on the wrong thing, we are even still not focused when it comes to that. Listen, you come home and so what we have millionaires who are preoccupied with trying to destroy other millionaires and to use their power and influence and their friendships to destroy you. Young Thug, a millionaire. Gunner, a millionaire. You had one millionaire who was so instead of focusing on what made him a millionaire, he didn't focus on music. He didn't focus on no facet of entertainment. He was focused on trying to discredit this guy. Hey, just in case you ain't figured it out, Thug, the world don't give a fuck about ratting for real. It's only us niggas in the ghetto who give a fuck about.
I'm glad you brought that up. And you know, because I always try to put myself in the foot in somebody else's shoes theory. And I get it. Like, you know, Thug, when it first happened, you know, Gunner was one of the first ones that they grabbed, right? And you know, again, you know, I try to put myself in people's shoes, and now I'm in Thug's shoes right now. This is the very beginning of the trial, and the very first guy that they're bringing up, and this was calculated on the prosecutor, and this is how they get us. They divide us like a motherfucker. They knew to get Gunner. Gunner everything was cool with Thug and Gunner when they went in. You know what I'm saying? But Thug knew that somewhere Thug had to know that you know, Gunner is the breadwinner right now. You know what I'm saying? So at least if Gunner get out. But I'm sure that they wasn't together in the cell. So when Gunner did what he did, and this is what Gunner did, and we have to, come on, everybody even though like nobody cares, I'm just saying put yourself in Thug's shoes at the moment. When he heard that Gunner, when they said is YSL a gang, it seemed like they asked Gunner first. This was the first thing. And he said yes. That shot a dagger through Thug's heart. You got to understand that. People have to understand it because in Thug's eyes, Thug's like, God damn, why'd you say that? Because at the end, once you say that, then that's the open door. It's cracked. He didn't, you know, it's not like he just, you know, hung him. But once you say that, and once the top nigga on the label establishes it at a gang, well, now the prosecutor can go right in as a gang. And I know Thug wasn't, obviously, he didn't know Gunner was going to do that, obviously. So people got to put yourself in his fucking shoes. Like, that surprised him. And, you know, that shocked him. So now, I'm sure once that happened, the miscommunication was fucked up because maybe Gunner could have somehow, I know they wasn't able to talk to each other, but through the lawyers, a communication could have been, look, let me just get out here. Maybe Gunner did. One thing I noticed about young niggas do not know how to communicate other than street shit and what they're doing, street shit or hip hop shit. When it comes to communication, like real communication that should have took place after Gunner did that, Gunner probably didn't even know how to approach Thug after that. And the miscommunication got worse and worse till once the public got it, it was already fucked up. So, you know, I mean, let's all, it's easy to throw darts, but try to put your shoes and try to put your feet in Thug's shoes at that moment when he's in jail. And the first thing he heard, the very first, was Gunner just fucking said that the thing was a gang. That wasn't planned. So, you know, it's easy to say, damn, Thug was mad. But I mean, I'm going to be honest. I would have been pissed too. Like this is what they do though. This is why Rico fucks us up, because it is meant for niggas to fuck each other
To
over,
collapse.
friends,
Yeah.
families.
Internally collapse. Yeah.
So Thug was disappointed and fucked up after that. Now, how he handled it, obviously, we're listening to the tapes. Now, when you listen, let me tell y'all something. I've been in this game 40-some years. I've been around some of the most incrediblest producers and artists you can ever think of. Done features. I mean, the biggest guys you could think of. 99% of these niggas' conversation only be about industry shit. Niggas don't talk politics. Niggas don't talk about their families. All niggas talk about, and this is before the shade room, before internet. All niggas would grab the source and look through it. All niggas talk, niggas when in those studios, when you're in the studio or in the hotels, or when it's, these are their peers. All they talking about is each other. So it's not uncommon for motherfuckers to talk about, man, well, shit, he's on the charts and that's all these niggas do is talk about that. So when Thug's saying that, I'm not even tripping on that. I'm more pissed off is how come nobody is saying that this shit is so unconstitutional for your private conversation to go through a fucking system to come back out for the public to hear. How come there's no civil rights lawyers or anything challenging this? Because to me, there is no more worse violation of somebody's fucking rights than that.